Hey Wildlife. My name's Phil, and I lead at We Are Ridge Middle School. Let's go Huskies. And tonight I want to start off by asking a fun question that you might know the answer to. If you were to star in any movie, what type of movie would it be? For me, without a doubt, would have to be an action thriller. For me, there is nothing more exciting than watching an epic fight scene, a hectic car chase, or defeating death-defying odds. And we see in almost every action movie ever made, the star or the protagonist is at 1 to 1 million odds, and that it feels like um, it feels like all hope is lost. Yet, in a thrilling fashion, the hero comes up victorious and saves the day. We see that in movies like Star Wars, Avengers, and even Paul Blart Mall Cop, one of my favorites. Similar to an action movie, I want to read from a passage of the Bible where it feels like all hope is lost and the story has already been written. Um, last week, last week, my friend Maddie um, shared in her club talk about the passage where Jesus was crucified on the cross to pay for the penalty of our sins. This week, I want to read more into the story following the events of Jesus' death and what happened next. Where we leave off is in the book of the Bible called Matthew, and we read in chapter 28, where it says, "After the Sabbath, meaning day of rest, on the first day of the week, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary went to look at the tomb." These two women were one of Jesus' close followers at the time. "For there was a violent earthquake, for an angel of the Lord had come down from heaven, and going to the tomb, rolled back the stone and sat on it. For the angel's appearance was like lightning, and his clothes were white as snow. The guards were so afraid of him that they shook and became like dead men. For the angel said to the women, 'Do not be afraid, for I know that you are looking for Jesus who had been previously killed. He is not here, but he has risen, just as Jesus had once said. Come and see the place where Jesus had laid. Then go quickly and tell his disciples, for he has risen from the dead, and he is going ahead of you into Galilee. And there you will see Jesus. Now I have told you," said the angel. So the women obliged and hurried away from the tomb, afraid while yet filled with joy, and ran to tell the disciples. The resurrection of Jesus, meaning defeating death, is one of my all-time favorite stories. When it seems that all hope is lost, all of Jesus' friends are in hiding, Jesus comes back to life. And now, because Jesus is alive, we can be confident that Jesus is true to his word, and um, and that we know his teachings aren't false and he's not trying to trick us or lie to us. Instead, we know that death is not the end, where the disciples felt that because Jesus died, they thought it was over and they were all scattered and afraid. Yet, when he comes back to life, it promises us that there is future life beyond death. And that is great news. And if you're listening to this and you're confused, I want you to take away this one thing: that Jesus died on the cross to pay for the penalty of our sins. Yet 3 days later, Jesus rose from the dead so that he could bridge the gap between you and me, promising life after death. Whew. One question I want to leave with you is that what difference does the resurrection of Jesus make in your everyday life? Are you like Mary, where after seeing Jesus' resurrection, they ran quickly to tell all of their friends? If you have any questions concerning about Jesus' death or resurrection, we, myself included, or any of the leaders that lead WEL leaders would love to talk to you more about it and answer any questions you possibly might have. Tonight at 7, we are as well hosting COVID Connections and would love to see you there. Talk through the passage and there answer any questions you might have. Other than that, I hope you have a good rest of your week and you are just encouraged by this passage, hearing about Jesus' resurrection. Hope you have a good rest of your week, and we hope to see you there. See ya.